Welcome back to our channel. So till now we have completed 2 exercises of our 8th chapter. So before going to start our exercise 8.3, we shall discuss a small theorem, that is theorem 8.6. Okay. The theorem statement is the ratio of areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of squares of their corresponding side. So if we consider two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Okay, so if these two triangles are similar, that is if triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, okay, so the ratio of areas of two similar triangles, that means area of ABC by area of triangle DEF. Okay, so this is the ratio of areas of two similar triangles is equal to square of ratio of their corresponding side, that means AB by DE square. Okay, it equals to AB by DE square, or it may be equal to BC by EF square. It's BC and EF are corresponding sides. Okay, and AC by DF square, or it may be equal to AC by DF square. Okay, so this theorem, again I am explaining this theorem. The ratio of two similar triangles, areas of two similar triangles is equal to ratio of square of their corresponding sides. Okay, again, so if we consider AM and DN as altitudes, okay, so if it is AM is the height of triangle ABC and DN is the height of triangle DEF. Okay, so again, ratio of two similar triangles we may write it as square of ratio of their corresponding altitudes, that may be equal to AM by DN square. Okay, so ratio of areas of two similar triangles can also be written as square of ratio of their corresponding altitudes. Okay, so now let us start the exercise 8.3. Okay, here the first question is, if DEF are midpoints of sides BC, CA and AB of triangle ABC, then find the ratio of areas of triangle DEF and triangle ABC. It is given. Okay, so first let us take one triangle. Okay, so ABC is a triangle. So given that DEF are midpoints of BC, CA and AB. So given that, first write the given data. Given that D comma E comma F are midpoints of BC, CA and AB of triangle ABC. So that means D is midpoint of BC, E is midpoint of CA and F is midpoint of AB. So D is midpoint of BC. Next, E is midpoint of CA. Then F is midpoint of AB. So we join DEF. Okay. So we have learnt in the exercise 8.1 fifth problem that a line joining two midpoints of two sides of a triangle, then it is parallel to the third side. Okay. So here F is midpoint of AB and E is midpoint of EC. That means this line EF is joining midpoints of AB and AC. Then EF is parallel to BC. Similarly, so D is midpoint of BC and E is midpoint of AC. That means D is the line joining midpoints of BC and AC. Then D is parallel to AB. Similarly, here F is midpoint of AB. Then F is midpoint of AB and D is midpoint. Sorry, F is midpoint of AB and D is midpoint of BC. Then DF is line joining midpoints of AB and BC. Then DF is parallel to AC. Okay, so we know that. Okay, line joining midpoints of any two sides. Say triangle is parallel to third side. We have proved this in exercise 8.1 fifth problem. Okay, so it implies that, okay, EF is parallel to BC, EF is parallel to BC, and similarly DE is parallel to AB, and similarly DF is parallel to AC. Okay, so EF is parallel to BC, that means EF is parallel to BD and EF is parallel to CD. So why? Because it is BD and CD both are on the line BC. Okay, so EF is parallel to BC, we can write this as EF is parallel to BD and EF is parallel to CD. Okay, so similarly DE is parallel to AB, DE is parallel to AB, that means DE is parallel to AF and DE is parallel to EF. Okay, so DE is parallel to AF and DE is parallel to EF. Okay, similarly DF is parallel to AC, that means DF is parallel to AE and DF is parallel to EC. DF is parallel to AE and DF is also parallel to EC. Okay, so now AEDF is a parallelogram. Why? Because DF is parallel to EC and similarly DE is parallel to AF, that means AEDF is a parallelogram. Similarly BDEF is also a parallelogram and CDF is also a parallelogram. Okay, so AEDF, or later BDEF, or later CDFE are parallelograms. Okay, so therefore these three quadrilaterals are parallelogram. So we know that the diagonal of a quadrilateral divides it into two congruent triangles. That means if we consider parallelogram ABCD, here AC is the diagonal. So if this diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles, that means area of triangle ACD equal to area of triangle BDABC. Okay, so diagonal of a quadrilateral divides the diagonal of a parallelogram divides the quadrilateral into two congruent triangles. Okay, so from the figure area of triangle AEF can be written as area of triangle DEF. Similarly area of triangle BDF can be written as area of triangle DEF, and similarly area of triangle CDE can be written as area of triangle DEF. Okay, so we know that here. Diagonal of a quadrilateral of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Okay, so therefore in parallelogram AEDF, okay, so in parallelogram AEDF, area of triangle AEF equal to area of triangle DEF. Area of triangle AEF equal to area of triangle DEF. Similarly in parallelogram BDEF, area of triangle BDF equal to area of triangle DEF. Okay, in parallelogram BDEF, area of triangle BDF equal to area of triangle DEF. Similarly in the parallelogram CDFE, area of triangle CDE equal to area of triangle DEF. Okay, area of triangle CDE equal to area of triangle DE. Okay, so consider this as first equation, so second equation as third equation. So from 1, 2, 3 we get, so area of triangle AEF equal to DEF we got, area of triangle BDF also DEF, so area of triangle CDE also we got DEF. So from 1 and 2 and 3 we get area of triangle AEF equal to area of triangle BDF equal to area of triangle CDE equal to area of triangle DEF. Okay, so from 1, 2 and 3, we get area of triangle AEF equal to area of triangle BDF equal to area of triangle CDE equal to area of triangle DEF. Okay, so now consider area of triangle ABC, that means area of triangle whole the triangle. Okay, area of whole triangle. So therefore area of triangle ABC equal to, since the triangle ABC consisting of 4 triangles, that means it consisting of a triangle AEF and triangle BDF and triangle DEF and triangle CDE. That means if we add the area of all the 4 triangles, then it will be equal to the whole triangle. Okay, so area of the whole triangle, area of ABC equal to area of triangle AEF, okay, plus area of triangle BDF plus area of triangle CDE plus area of triangle DEF. Okay, so now it implies area of triangle ABC equal to, so area of triangle AEF, that means area of triangle AEF, it cannot be written as area of triangle DEF. Okay, so write it as area of triangle DEF. Similar area of triangle BDF, that means we can write it as area of triangle DEF. Similar area of triangle CDE, it can also be written as area of triangle DEF. Okay, so plus again area of triangle DEF. So area of triangle DEF plus area of triangle DEF plus area of triangle DEF plus area of triangle DF. That means we have got obtained 4 types. Okay, so that means 4 into area of triangle DEF. Okay, so area of triangle ABC equal to, we have obtained 4 into area of triangle DEF. So since in the question it is asked to find the ratio of area of triangle DEF and triangle ABC, that means we have to find area of triangle DEF by area of triangle ABC. That means, so if we transpose this area of triangle ABC to the right side, that means it get divided with the area of triangle DEF, and if we transpose this 4 to the left side, it becomes just 1 by 4. Okay, so 1 by 4 equal to area of triangle DEF by area of triangle ABC. Okay, so therefore area of triangle DEF by area of triangle ABC equal to 1 by 4. So 1:4 is the required ratio. So this is the answer. Okay, we shall start the next question. Okay, the next question is, so in triangle ABC, XY is parallel to AC and XY divides the triangle into 2 parts of equal area. Then find the ratio of AX by XB. Okay, so let us draw the triangle first. Okay, so draw a triangle ABC. It is given, it is mentioned in the question. Okay, so in triangle ABC, XY is parallel to AC. That means a line XY parallel to AC, such that XY divides the triangle into 2 parts of equal area. Find the ratio of AX by XB. That means X must be on the side AB. Okay, so we have to find AX by XB. That means we have to mention this point as X. Okay, and this point of Y we are taking. Okay, so question, in the question given that in triangle ABC, okay, XY is parallel to AC given. Okay, so since XY is parallel to AC, that means angle BXY equal to angle BAC. Okay, since they are corresponding angles, it implies angle BXY equal to angle BAC, and angle BYX equal to angle BCA. So these are also corresponding angles. Angle BYX equal to angle BCA. So these two are corresponding angles. Okay, so okay. Next, in the question also it is given that in triangle ABC, XY is parallel to AC and XY divide the triangle into 2 parts of equal area. Okay, so it is mentioned in the question. So XY divide the triangle into 2 parts of equal area. So also given that XY divides the triangle, XY divides the triangle ABC into 2 parts. of equal area. Okay, so xy divide the triangle into two parts of equal area. That means area of triangle BXY. Okay, so BXY and area of triangle, area of AXYC. Okay, area of quadrant AXYC. So both are equal. Okay, so it implies area of triangle BXY equal to area of quadrilateral AXYC equal to half of area of triangle ABC. Okay, so since it makes xy divides two equal areas, that means this area equal to this area, that means both are half of the given triangle. Okay, so now in triangle ABC and triangle BXY. Okay, so in triangle ABC and triangle BXY. Okay, so both the triangle consisting of angle B as common. Okay, angle B equal to angle B, common angle. And next, so angle BXY equal to angle BAC. It is given in the question. Okay, angle BXY equal to angle BAC. Okay, and angle BYX equal to angle BCA. So these are corresponding angles obtained from the given data. Okay, corresponding. Okay, so in these two triangles, triangle BXY and triangle ABC, so corresponding angles are, three of corresponding angles are equal. That means triangle ABC. Therefore, triangle ABC is similar to triangle BXY. Okay, by triple similarity. So now draw the two triangles separately. Two triangles. So first triangle is triangle ABC. Okay, corresponding angle to angle B is B, and the corresponding angle to angle C is Y, and the corresponding angle to angle A is X. Okay, so since these two triangles are similar, okay, since these two triangles are similar, the ratio of their corresponding sides are always equal. So that means we can take as AB by XB equal to. Okay, so now area of triangle AB. Since these two triangles are similar, we are considering a ratio of areas up to similar triangles. Now area of triangle ABC by area of triangle BXY equal to square of ratio of their corresponding side. That means AB by XB whole square. Okay, so AB by XB whole square, or we can take it as BC by BY or AC by XY. But here we are taking AB by XB whole square. Why? Because in the question it is asked to find the ratio of AX by BXB. Okay, so we need the denominator as XB. So we are taking AB and XB. Okay, so now area of triangle ABC by area of triangle BXY can be written as, so from here area of triangle BXY can be written as half of area of triangle ABC. So here we are writing area of triangle BXY as half of area of triangle ABC equal to, from the figure AB value can be written as, so AB value can be written as AX by AX plus BX. Okay, so AX plus XB by denominator again XB whole square. Now area of triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC get cancelled. So 1 divided by 1 by 2 equal to, so AX by XB. So split this denominator to separate both AX and XB. Okay, so AX by XB plus XB by XB whole square. Okay, so this 2 comes to the multiply with the numerator and becomes as 2 into 1, that is 2. But AX by XB plus XB get cancelled, that means it is 1 whole square. Again the square terms shift comes to the left side and becomes as root 2. Okay, so root 2 equal to AX by XB plus 1. So this plus 1 shifts to the left side, becomes as minus 1. That means root 2 minus 1 equal to AX by XB. So therefore AX by XB equal to root 2 minus 1. So this is the answer.